All right, everybody, welcome back to Mount Tammany Ridge. I'm down here at the woodyard. Finally, after work, I got a day here where I can get back here, fire up the excavator, the chainsaw, maybe buck up 2, 3, maybe 4 logs depending on how big they are, and hopefully get them at least somewhat staged before the sun goes completely down. Now, the first thing is the excavator going to start? Because it's been probably 6 days straight without me being down here and firing this thing up. We'll just have to see how it goes. Hit that glow plug and hopefully that doesn't drain the battery to the point where it doesn't want to start. Love it. Shoestring budget stuff. All right, well, let me get this camera turned around and we'll go see what happens with this thing. All right, let's hit the glow plugs for a little bit. I have to put some fuel in this thing soon too. Oh, how much longer do I dare hold the glow plug? All right, let's give it a shot. Let the fuel pump cycle. And woo! Oh. Well, I guess it didn't sound all too bad. It was, you could tell the oil's a little on the thick side. So, but other than that, and a few neighbors' cars, alarms going off, it's going to be a pretty good evening down here, I think. It would be nice to get the fire started, but I'm not sure it'd even be worth it. So I'm gonna have to save that for this weekend, if I even have some of that left. Looks like we're gonna be getting dumped on Sunday, so I have a half a day Saturday to do things, and one of those things might be off premises. There's a gal not too far from here. She's got a big old maple tree that was cut down by a tree company about, I don't know, sometime in the early summer, I think. And they dropped it, cut it up into a few pieces, piled it up in her backyard and left it. So I looked at it. It didn't look like it was too bad. The one part, you know, the trunk is not exactly super desirable, just because, you know, it's got a couple different leaders on it, I think, if I remember correctly. And it's probably 28 or so inches in diameter. We'll just have to see, but free, I can't really complain, as long as the weather cooperates and the yard in the back there at their house isn't too much of a sponge. You know, that's kind of like the biggest thing right now. No matter what job I've been on making deliveries with the lumberyard, everything is just a soupy mess. It's just taken forever for everything to thaw out and then re-dry out. It's just weird. So, but anywho, let's get back to it. I'm gonna get that chainsaw warmed up, get my chaps on, and get to bucking.
So that's gonna be it for bucking for at least a few minutes. Looks like I'm I don't know if I'm gonna get to that before the sun gets down. I'm gonna spend the next few minutes here getting these log rounds a little bit more what I would call staged. I'm likely gonna use the excavator. I just gotta get you guys set up somewhere where you can see what I'm doing and maybe not necessarily get smushed if one of these rounds decides to go rogue on me. So let's see. I guess the safest place for you guys to be is going to be, you probably can't see in the where you guys are sitting, but I got two junk pieces down there, where my picaroon and my little Fiskars is chilling right now. And I'm probably gonna put you guys down there. That way, if one does roll the tripod, and you guys will be safe from a rogue round. Let's get you down there and get at it. Well, all right, everybody. I guess I don't know if it looks brighter to you in the picture than it actually is, or vice versa. I know me looking at the camera, the lighting looks pretty good here. It's not as good as the camera is making it look to me, but so that's going to be it for our session this evening. Unfortunately, the sun is down. I think I'd probably have a little bit better light if we didn't have so much cloud cover. So that's really kind of the major damper here. And really, I mean, yesterday I would have been down here doing some bucking up, but the cloud cover was so bad at 4:30 in the evening.
I mean, it was looking like it was like 7 o'clock at night. It was pretty dark. So I you know, considering, you know, everything that I have to do right now for preparation of splitting is bucking up. You know, I have to buck up, otherwise, you know, trying to do both on the same day sometimes, unless you have a whole day put aside, it can be, you know, unproductive. So I just figured I'd take my my Husqvarna here and let her eat. And I had a I had an instance the other day. Actually, it was when I met that gentleman that I bought these log lift bags, and I was trying to go back and forth with him on the steel Husqvarna thing, but I don't think he got it. So I was trying to razz him a little bit on the him having a steel, but yeah, it was a good meeting, and I'm very happy that I've acquired those bags. And so, like I said, the sun's going down. We're gonna get done with this, and I will see you guys hopefully tomorrow after work for maybe some more bucking up. You know, that's if you guys if I feel like maybe you guys are not gonna get bored of that. So I'll probably bring you along, and whether you make the video or not, we'll have to see. But yeah, it's so tough, you know, with the cameras and the lighting, and or I should say lack thereof. So all right, have a good evening. I'll see you tomorrow. Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Mount Tammany Ridge. So, as you can see, today I am changing things up a little bit. Got a IBC tote here up on a few pallets, and yeah, it just kind of turned out to be one of those things where accessibility to the tractor today to hold up the bags was just less than convenient. The sun going down, and I just so happened to have this one set up. The original purpose was going to be to take an afternoon and split up a bunch of bundle wood, fill this thing up with that, so that when the weather's not all that great, we can either bring this into the tunnel, cover it, or up to the garage and make bundle wood out of the bad weather. So unfortunately, the bad weather beat me to the punch, so I never got this thing filled up the way I wanted to. But so we're just kind of turning on our heel here and repurposing it anyway. As I got another IBC tote up at the house. All the big stuff out of it's gone. I got a bunch of slash in the bottom. Those were the ones that I was using at first with the brute force, testing it out in the beginning and just kind of pushing it directly into the tote. And I thought that was you know, gonna be the new way with the totes anyway. And no, definitely not. Big mess, not gonna do it. However, I do still love using the IBC totes, especially when they're tuned up properly. And speaking of tuned up properly, the IBC tote subject has really started to ramp up again. And I find it interesting. I do. For, you know, for as many people who have made IBC tote videos, and you know, you would think the subject would kind of get stale. Now, it's not that it doesn't, but it only does for a little bit. And then once people start using them, different people, different ideas, different, you know, wood yards, utilizing them a little bit differently than others. And then different ideas start popping up as ways to mod these things. And yeah, I can't remember, I never actually watched the video that I think Mike Morgan was talking about. Somebody had contacted him. Now, I can't remember if the gentleman was also a YouTuber or not, but he had contacted him talking about how he decided he was gonna set up his totes as far as what part of the cage to cut out and what part to leave. And I found that really very interesting. I do. I think it's awesome idea. But as with everything else, in a very short order, a few of the other YouTubers, you know, had basically thought about it, I guess, and started to kind of, you know, find all the problems that would be with the way they had it set up with the one bar across the top. And as was I was still looking at it saying, yeah, that's great, but it would be terrible to have deep lacerations in the back of your neck, especially with the way these sawzalls cut this stuff off, unless you go around and do the painstaking task of going around with a hand file and, you know, filing all them down. I tried doing that. I got about 3 IBC totes done and I wanted to hang myself. So yeah, so I mean, I have a few other ideas as well. This is not going to be the video that I show them, because I still have yet to kind of get all the things together to make the video, and I will bring that to you as promptly as possible. So yeah, we'll be doing that in an upcoming video. I'll probably split that one more time, and we'll see what comes of it. But of course, that's as long as somebody else doesn't beat me to it, right? Because it could be a week or two before I even get to that video. All depends on available time. I've got like 0 downtime, really. I do get a good night's sleep, fortunately. If If it wasn't for my wife, Teresa, I don't think I'd get any sleep at all. Matter of fact, I think she actually sort of kind of takes the brunt of it, because I wind up falling asleep at like 8 o'clock at night, maybe 8:45, and you know, poor Teresa still, because she can't stop moving. That's partially her fault, I'm not gonna lie. I try to get her to chill out and, you know, relax, but she doesn't do well with that. So but yeah, she does. She works hard. She works late into the night and wakes up, and she's back on the road at 6 o'clock in the morning in the school bus, carting the kids around to school and back. So anywho, I'm gonna continue stacking this stuff, stop yammering for a little bit, and get the splitter fired back up, at least for a little bit longer. I'm sure you can see behind me, it looks brighter in the camera than it actually is. It's getting dark pretty quick. But yeah, let's get this thing fired back up. I'm gonna get a few more rounds through here. I'm definitely not gonna be able to fill up the tote tonight. I just never seem to have enough daylight when I get back. So oh, before I move on, there will be, I hope sooner than later, some light down here in the wood yard. I would talk about the idea, but I think I'm just gonna wait until I actually get the stuff here and ready to install it. I'll probably have you guys with me through that process. You know, it's going to be a very simple process, a simple concept, and you guys might find it helpful. So, but that's enough about that. That's still a little bit out. Hopefully we'll be ordering the things that I need over the weekend. So let's get back to work. Well, good afternoon, everybody. As you can see, I'm not down in the wood yard. I'm not in the garage. I'm in my messy office. So I don't know if you can tell, my voice is a little hoarse. Literally yesterday, I guess throughout the day, I was starting to get a little bit of a scratch in my throat, and kind of giving me a hint that I'm about to get clobbered or something. So I went down to the wood yard, did a little bit of recording yesterday, and as the evening grew longer, the symptoms began to kind of intensify. So by sundown, I was not feeling so hot. So no fever, no nothing like that, fortunately. But you know, just a lot of congestion, you know, a tickle in my throat, a little bit of a headache, and but anywho, so it's now Sunday afternoon. Didn't do anything today, unfortunately, but I'm actually just wrapping up this video now that I just almost completed with the editing. So don't really have a whole lot to share with you today. I hope you enjoy the video. It's kind of a little bit of a, you know, conglomeration of multiple days consecutively. There was one day I was hoping to get out there and do some stuff. Some other things had popped up, couldn't get to it. So because of the way that laid out, you saw me go from hoping to get 2 days consecutive bucking wood to just having the one day. And then, like I said, I pivoted on my heel and went from the intentions of bucking more wood to just splitting wood, and not wasting that time. I just made sure I kept moving on something. So, but other than that, that's going to be today's video. I would have much rather wrapped it up outside doing something, but I figured,
it's probably a good idea for me to just chill out inside, see if I can beat this cold or whatever it is that's trying to take me down. I got to go back to work tomorrow, so I figured it just wasn't worth exacerbating it if that's the way it was going to go. So, excuse me. But that's it. So if you guys like the content that you're watching here on the Mount Tammany Ridge channel, and if you don't mind, hit that like button, comment with comment down below, share with your friends, and if you feel as though you're interested in subscribing, hit that subscribe button, smash the notification bell. That way you guys get a heads up whenever I post some new content. And but that's going to be it. So thanks for hanging out with me here on Mount Tammany Ridge channel, and I'll see you soon enough, likely tomorrow.